Hi, team. John Marshall. Hi, everyone. John Marshall, DrillMaster. Here we have the retrieval sequence. So let's now. I'm I'm positive that the team was on the outside of the chairs. Hold on. I need to pause just for a second here. Okay, so this is the previous video that I just critiqued, just finished, and I didn't get to see the entrance. This is the very beginning of the video here at the 0 mark. You can see down in that left-hand corner there. And so I was thinking they were coming from outside the chairs there on the outside. But now seeing the second video where the camera's pulled back a little bit and the team is starting in the center, this is a center aisle snake. So I get it now. I understand that. So the team is rounding the corner like they're supposed to do, and then coming up on the stand, and that's fine, not a problem. But the center aisle snake, since you have a wall there, it can't be deep, and that's okay. The guard should have gone as close to the wall as possible without it looking silly, obviously. So you go close to the wall and then come in. But as you, if this is the last chair here, right here, this is the last chair, where just in front of this gentleman right here. So the last chair is right here. That's it, and the team is coming down here. Then you want to go close to the chair, and then not make a wide scoop right here. You want to make a really skinny scoop so that you're coming up to the stands and you can center yourself, or center the team rather, between the stands, but away from the stands. If you're posting directly to the stands, you want to be right there, right at the stands. But since the stands are split, you can't do that. You need some space, so it needs to be away. All right, let me let me pause, and I'll bring up the other video. All right, here we go. So arm swing needs to happen here. And there is an argument to be made for no arm swing. So now I understand this a little bit better. So that was a very deep, not deep, but wide U shape that you made there. And you don't know this, but lead guard, and not your fault, team, you don't know this really, but the lead guard going so deep, going right next to the stands, it really screws up the situation for you trying to post and now retrieve the colors. So you see how the team isn't centered on the stands, so it's a little off. Shouldn't be at present here, but and again, a nice loop around going right in would have sufficed. You want to cup that left hand there, state bearer. Okay, so now is where you go to present and then back to port. There's nothing special about retrieving, actually picking up the flagstaff. What happens is once you get the colors, then you come back into line, then you render honors to the flag. If it was, you really should be carrying the CAP, your unit flag, if you have one, organizational flag. But when it's an organizational flag, the organizational doesn't dip. You just, commander, you give present arms. 1, 2, 3, port arms, and then you leave. So you just pause for a few seconds, but that organizational never dips. The state would dip. All right. And again, I'll say, Commander, you've got to be nice and loud. The commands are not supposed to be whispered. So if you're going... All right, so, and that's another reason why I didn't know that this was a center aisle thing, that I thought the team was coming out from the outside because the team left up the left side of the audience, so to speak. So here, instead of the left face and, well, the left face and the loop around is fine. Honestly, you can do that. It's not a problem. Not a problem at all. What we would do for ceremonial drill is give ready, step, and right rifle guard marches up. It's every left off, and on every left step, then the team marches off. But you're not supposed to use the ceremonial techniques. So here, though, you remember you marched in and looped around, fine. But here, as you're marching, why do you... There you go. Why do you then pivot right there? Why do you come up and pivot? If you marched and looped around, why aren't you looping around here? Color guards don't pivot. We pivot on colors reverse, counter march, depending on the service, that's what it's called, but that's the only time we pivot. So here, there is no pivot. We don't flank, we don't execute column movements. So it's always a rounded corner. So here now you're coming back up the center aisle, which clues me in on what this whole sequence was supposed to be about. And why such a slow tempo? I'm gonna hold on just a sec. I'm gonna use my metronome app. All right, so according to my metronome app, after hitting the tap tempo button, you're at 80, 82, possibly 84 steps per minute. 90 should be your minimum. Now, Air Force tempo is anywhere from 100 to 120. So 100 really is your bottom. For ceremonial work, we're going to stick around 90 or so. That's fast enough to not have people go, come on, get it over with. And it's not too fast to where people go, man, what just happened? So you're going to want to stick at 100, since that is the tempo, the bottom tempo range, or bottom of the tempo range that you have there. So make sure that you're following the manuals as closely as possible. And again, I appreciate the work that you're doing here. I really do. You've put in some time to do some research and help train the team to get at a certain point of performance, and you're doing well. Some more things to do, but still, I applaud you for the work you've done so far. Thanks very much for the request. I appreciate it.